Hi, Joel Pate here, president of Scoring.com. We want to talk to you today about student loan consolidation. Without a doubt, it's a real growing issue, and it's become very prevalent amongst home buyers and amongst mortgage people that are realizing that their business is down as a result of the first-time home buyer not entering the marketplace as they normally do. And of course, you know the drill. The first-time home buyer usually buys the home that allows the move-up buyer to buy, and then the move-up buyer buys the next home, and so it's it's the feeding process, and it's being disrupted, and many believe it's because of the student loan issues. I was reading a Wells Fargo a survey done by Wells Fargo talking about first-time home buyers, and it says that 67% of the people that were interviewed, it was over about 2,000 people, said they wanted to buy a house, but over about 60% of those had misconceptions about what it took to be able to buy. So, that's something, an opportunity for us to penetrate the market a little bit more. So today I want to talk to you, introduce you to Charles Parker, who owns a credit repair company out in Phoenix, Arizona, and who really has latched on to the student loan consolidation as a revenue source, number one, and as a way to grow the remainder of his credit repair business. So Charles, welcome today. Thanks for joining us.
Well, thank you, Joe. I appreciate the invitation to be on this webcast.
Well, good. I appreciate it. Tell me, let's talk first. Walk through a process. How do you feel about Score's process, and how do you recommend it to other credit repair companies that may be listening today?
Well, the one thing I would say, Score's process is pretty easy, pretty immaculate, meaning that they basically just make life a lot easier for me, because when you're sending out these letters to the credit bureaus in turn to try to validate this information, if you're doing it yourself, it could be an immense job. When you have people like Score behind you with the processors and all the different updates and all the different programs that they come to play, that it makes life a lot easier for me, and in turn makes it easier for me to go get more clients.
Yeah, it frees you up to even begin to market the student loan processing or student loan consolidation, since you're not doing your own dispute processing. So give some information about the student loan consolidation aspect of our business.
Well, I mean, the student loan process, I was one of the few beta testers that basically started testing the system. And I would say, I mean, I've been in the industry, I was in the financial aid industry for 9 years. And to be honest with you, it's probably one of the easiest process to go through, because being in the financial aid industry for over 9 years, it's very, there's a lot of different ins and outs and different systems, and it could be pretty troublesome. But when I first saw it, it's really easy to do, meaning that you can pick it up in I would think, less than 5-10 minutes easily with some proper training, which you do get from, from Amy, which she does a great job at. But it's really, really easy, which technically it would take about 5 to maybe at the max 10 minutes to pull up the client's information and show them exactly what they're eligible for per, the Department of Education.
Yeah, so that makes it real easy. So you go out and get the client that's interested in consolidating their loans. Where have you gotten those consumers from?
Honestly, most of my consumers have been coming through referrals are big for me, and also Facebook.
Okay, so you're doing some marketing, you've got some affiliates, you've got some Facebook. So the phone rings. So take us through the process that you go through in order to make the consumer, give them the information of the programs that they qualify for.
Well, what I do is when I get a consumer and they're interested about doing their student loan consolidation, I want them to show physically of what they're going to get and what's happening. So a lot of times what I do is I have a webinar, which if they're not in the state, I'll share my screen with them so they can physically see what I'm doing, or I have them in the office, because I think the physical aspect of seeing everything from A to Z, it's huge when it comes to the student loan consolidation, because when you take the almost like 2 steps to get to consolidation, to finally get all the information dumped into your computer, that when everything gets dumped in and they can physically see what's going on, it's a big eye-opener. Because I've had a lot of clients that say, "Oh, I've consolidated all my loans," and then all of a sudden there's a couple of loans that are straggling in default, which they had no clue about. So
You
I
know,
want them to get
that's a
the
very
real
good
information.
that's a very good suggestion to make, and we'll make that part of our training. So what you found works the best after you acquire the lead, you get them on the phone and do a join.me or something like that if they can't come
Yeah,
to the office, so that when you're entering their basic data, and that takes a few minutes, name, address, FAFSA PIN, Social Security, date of birth, I would
yeah,
guess, and all the other things necessary to validate and authenticate their their identification. When you hit the submit button, it goes out to our software goes out to the Department of Education and returns back all the loans that they have, and according to our system, what they qualify for. Is that correct?
yeah, 100% correct. And it also shows the big one is what they currently owe, who they owe it to, and what the interest rate. Because a lot of people always wonder what the interest rate is. And it shows every single loan, loan by loan, what the interest rate, which I think is big as well, because it also shows, okay, here's what you're paying interest rate now, and this is what it would be. And I would say almost 9 out of 10 times, the interest rate that comes back is way less than what they're initially paying.
Good to know. Well, you've heard it from Charles. We went through a beta process here at SCORE, which we're famous for. We don't roll out anything that we're not 100% confident is working properly and as we would say that it is. And now we've gone through that process. We look forward to seeing you at this week's Jumpstart webinar on Thursday at 3 p.m. Find out more about the student loan consolidation business and how you can profit from it. Charles, thanks for joining us today. I appreciate your time.
Thank you, Joe. Appreciate it.
Goodbye, everyone.
Bye.